Well, welcome to my app. I was planning on making like a grocery store application and everything, and it's all like my connection strings and everything. And I also brought them into my Visual Studio from my SQL tables and everything. But then I tried doing this. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, system. Yeah, it's unable to find the required services. Please add all the required services by calling iServices. Yeah, that was gonna cause me a problem and everything, but yeah. I got like my whole connection string and everything. I'm not gonna show like the JSON and everything because that's kind of like, yeah, that's like sensitive information and personal. Yeah. But although I just tried to create like another create a folder called table customer, and I tried running it. I believe that gave me an error, but not totally sure. Yeah, because it's unable to connect to the web server HTTPS. Yeah. Oops. No, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry. It's gonna give you something similar to that. That's a really good. Give you a similar error and everything. I'm just gonna show that it also doesn't work right here. Yeah, it's unable to connect to the web server HTTP and everything. So they didn't really add anything else other than just doing the same thing for the context file. Yeah, yeah, and too much after that. So I'm just gonna show you all the tables I have for SQL Server. Oh, actually, first things first, I'm gonna show it to you like more generally. Um, I got the TBL customer, the employees, because yeah, and doing a grocery store application, if I didn't say this already, you got the customers that go there, the employees that work there, and they meet up at the transaction. And of course, you'll see groceries there at a supermarket, and then you got the grocery type, which is like produce, dairy, frozen, everything like that. And that's associated with the grocery. And you got the invoice transaction, which is that specific grocery at that transaction from that person. From yeah, this transaction right here. That instance. Sorry, it's using too many words here. Let me just show you my tables right here. Hold on. Got customer, employee, grocery type, and grocery, of course, and invoice transaction and transaction. And I'll show you all the tables that I have here. Hold on. Yeah, because you got first name, a last name, gender, and their date of birth. Along, let me just, and then you got the employees, sorry, singular. Here, you know, the first name, last name, gender, and the hire date, which means you could do like the amount of years we worked. Now let's do grocery type. Frozen produce snack, personal cleaning and dairy. Yep, there you go. Groceries. So they have a lot in here for groceries. You got the type ID, ice cream, TV dinners, and everything. Frozen apples, lemons, so many things like peppers, potato chips. Yeah, and then you got shaving cream. You got everything there. Let's show the transaction table. There's a customer ID and employee ID, which is just the primary keys for both the tables, and the transaction date, like when that transaction happened. Now you gotta do invoice transaction. Most of these are more primary keys. Yeah, and everything. You know what each person ordered. And now to show you a view that I have here. I also have a store procedure in here, but I'll talk about that later. Um, yeah, it's select star from it's this one right here, VW gross type name. Yeah, because you got the grocery name, now it's just associated with like each category. If that makes sense, yeah. Now it's the store procedures that I have. It's these two. SP select employee, that's one without parameters, and another one with parameters, the grocery find. This SP select employees. So you just selected the like all the employees and every attribute about them. And now we do the other one, which is grocery find at uh price, I believe I have it as equals 10. And each of these prices are less than 10. Just doing this example, like 9.99, yeah. And you got everything like that on there. Yeah, so basically that's it. Because there's also do like a whole like chart and everything about like, oh, like which one was the most, which aisle was the most what was it, like the most visit, like how much, like the amount of products that were purchased in this in this in the store and everything. And also just another thing about like what I would have done for the app is just saying welcome to the store. It was working just like a little bit ago, and then when I was trying to configure like the SQL server and everything, it just started to give me like some problems. Like after I like had to do like the connection strings and everything. But I believe, but I believe, yeah, that's something I need to figure out. That's basically my Sorry, just another thing I want to mention earlier. So sorry. Star from no, not view driver. View let's see, tell you name. I also grouped it by the specific grocery, and yeah, it's like um I thought it was like sorted by each of them. But I thought it was like alphabetical or but I guess I was wrong about that. But yeah, that's basically a map. I'm sorry I couldn't seem to like get running onto like an actual make it into like a web app, but I can like write it out. So thank you for listening.